Hi, my name's Jesse, and my power is going to be in red.
Hey, I'm Keith. My power is going to be in green.
And this was the crit from the 26th of April.
That's right.
This happened to be our first race together with our brand new kit, which was pretty fun.
Yeah, we've been Team Bicycles Inc. members since the beginning of the year, and our kit finally showed up. I think it came in like the day before this race.
Yes, literally the day before the race.
So both of us saw that and we're like, oh my gosh, wear it to the race.
Yeah, so we actually got to look like team members for the first time racing together, which was pretty fun. And the event organizer, Andy Hollinger, noticed it as soon as we were out there warming up.
He was super stoked.
He was so happy to see Team Bicycles Inc. out there for, I guess, the first time in what,
in
years?
A while, yeah, to actually be showing up.
Yeah, so we're in the first lap. This race was fun.
It was fun. It was very windy today.
This section right here was just a straight headwind. About a 20-mile-an-hour headwind, right?
Yeah, we had solid 20-mile-an-hour winds out of an unusual direction. Normally the headwind faces down the finish line, which is after the turn we're going through right now. So normally we just turned into that headwind.
Yeah.
But today it's that backstretch where the headwind was. So it was stiff.
Yeah.
And then today was actually my first time racing on my new wheels. I got 60 mil carbon wheels. And I was too lazy to swap them out. So...
You were getting blown around through all the corners and shit.
Yeah, I was trying not to tip over.
Oh, that was pretty funny. And so, like, as we were warming up before the race, we were trying to ride side by side, and through some of the corners, man, Keith would get a little wobbly.
Because I mean, the wheels are new to me too. Like, I think since this race, I've gotten better at using them.
Yeah.
But this was probably my second or third ride on them.
Yeah.
And so I was still getting used to that feel in the crosswind, and it was the windiest day we've had in recent memory.
Okay, so the guy in front of this guy in the kind of green and black kit, the guy with the blue helmet on, his name's Kevin Cozine. He's the guy who ended up working with you.
Yeah, spoiler alert, we don't know what happens yet, Jess.
Well, I mean, it's fun to give a little insight. But he ends up winning. So, as you saw with the podium picture at the beginning, Keith got second. I got third. So, this was a really good race. I mean, you can see how slow we're coming into that last corner. At 20 miles an hour, you're beating yourself trying to hold 20, 21, into a 20 mile an hour headwind. You're pushing. Yeah,
well, technically that last turn is usually difficult because that's normally where we have the tailwind and we're flying into it. So you've got to really be on your ball to, get that turn line just right.
Yeah.
But yeah, today you had such a headwind, you could basically just steer straight through it and never stop pedaling.
Yeah. So right here.
And this turn was fast. And so we're all going wide on this turn because we have a tailwind.
Yeah. I did want to talk about one guy that was at the race. You remember Weldon, right? Because we're about to see him right here.
Okay.
So, as you see on Keith's screen, I'm talking to this guy. I'm saying, hey, that guy up front's badass. And he's saying, yeah, I trained him. This guy, Weldon, has one leg, essentially. He lost part of was it his right leg?
He lost his right leg, yeah,
in a motorcycle accident.
Mm-hmm.
There he is right there.
Yeah. So he's got that prosthetic that clips into his pedal, which is so cool.
Yeah, this was our pincer move right here. So Keith went around the right, and I went around the left. And this is a preem lap. So we're going for a preem, and general consensus is they sprint for the preem, they fall back, and they rejoin the group.
Yeah,
so not many people chase.
So Jesse wins the preem right there. Yeah. I'll let you have it.
Yay, first preem.
So then I look behind me and I see we've got a big gap. So I think I'm rolling up to you and saying, keep it moving. Like, let's,
you tell me to keep
yourself,
working.
Keep this gap.
You tell me to keep working.
Yeah. And so...
we go through this corner.
So you did a good job of keeping yourself in there. I'm not on your wheel good enough.
Yeah.
We're trying.
But then you come flying around me anyways.
Yeah.
I'm kind of toast at the moment.
Yeah, but that's just enough to get me that little bit of a gap. And
so
then I'm in break mode. Yeah.
I remember at this point, I look back, I see the field's pretty far behind us, but there's one guy bridging up, and I say, you're on your own, Keith. I start falling off, and I'm going to try to give Keith as much of a lead as possible. I'm not going to, try to keep a gap closed. And there goes Kevin. So Kevin and Keith start working together. And I'm falling back. This guy right here, I think he really wanted to be in a break. Because as we were riding, this guy kept trying to go off the front. He'd keep looking back at me.
Oh, is he trying to get you to work with him or something?
Yeah, he was trying to get me to work with him, but I'm not gonna work with him.
Well, see, I'm still putting out 400. I'm in like full on keep the gap growing mode for a little bit here,
which is good. And this guy right here, he's caught out in the wind. I think he falls back. He realizes he's not gonna catch. So we switch back to my view, and I've fallen back in with the group. This race got blown apart.
Well, yeah. So this break happens, and I mean, once I realized we had a pretty good gap, I think after maybe a lap or so of kind of building it up, it was huge. I mean, it was to the point where it's like, we're not going to give up, but we still need to keep working hard, but I don't have to look over my shoulder every 2 seconds to see where everyone's at.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that basically ends up being the rest of the race, is me and Kevin in a 2-man break up front. I think eventually I'll actually get him to take a pull. What I had to do the first time you see him take a pull is I basically tell him, it's like, hey, if you'll take a pull, you can have this next preem. So I rang another preem bell. So I was like, I need you to work. How can I get you up there? I was like, I'll let you have the preem. I'm not gonna do something mean and attack you.
Yeah.
But I need you to take a pull because I've been pushing. I mean, I'm still in the mid 300s there. I'm getting tired. So let's start working together and don't just let me tow you around the rest of the race.
But that's kind of your strong suit, is just pulling.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be happy to, but it's the kind of thing where, like, if it's just me pulling him around, he's gonna attack me at some point once I get totally gassed.
He's a big dude. He's a big dude. He's got strong legs.
Yeah.
He's got some strong legs, but
he blocks the wind real good too.
yeah, he's a perfect draft because he's such a tall dude. But I'm just over here just trying to sit in. I'm trying to make sure no one tries to fly off the front and try to bridge the gap. My job in my mind was just discourage people, make them not want to do anything. So I'm just kind of hanging out. It's kind of boring. I mean, I'm just sitting there. But this guy in the green, he did go off the front a few times, and I would go off the front too. Then I just kind of sit back and chill.
So he would attack, and you
I just kind of follow.
Just point out the attack and reel him back in.
Yeah, and he'd look back at me like, "Let's go."
You can see he almost swerved into you. That's where that wind kicks up on that turn.
Yeah.
Even with shallow wheels, it's knocking people around.
But look how close you and Kevin still are. I mean, y'all are just now going through that last turn.
Yeah.
I mean, feasibly, someone could chase you down.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising. Like, honestly, we got a little lucky that people weren't feeling too ambitious today because
of the wind.
With that amount of gap, if I was in the pack, I would
bridge.
Back. Yeah, like
I'd bridge by myself.
Yeah, so no one seems to be wanting to work hard enough.
So here he goes. He's doing a little dig. I'm sticking to his wheel because if it gets into a scenario where he catches you, it'd be nice to have, a 2-on-1 versus 1 scenario where we can work together against these two people.
Have both of us up in the break, yeah.
Yeah, and that was my mindset was, if someone does try to bridge, I'm going to stay with them because I'm going to try to make sure it's a fair fight between me, you, and whoever else happens to be there.
Yeah, or at the very least, you're making one more wheel back.
So, see, he's looking back like, take a pull. I'm like, okay, I'll get in front of you and I'll slow down. So here we go. Look at my power. It just falls off. I'm just soft pedaling. Whatever, dude.
I think moves like this is probably what made the gap for the breakaway real solid.
Yeah.
Because that's what it takes, is a few opportunities. And I think someone eventually called you out and was like, this guy's got a guy in the break.
Yeah, they were calling me Alex Meow. That's his name. He's a pretty strong guy.
Oh, he's super strong racer.
He won the crit a week or two before this. Mm-hmm. And
he tends to be on the podium pretty frequently, too. He's a strong guy.
And he was like, this guy's not going to work, he's not going to help us bring that back,
But that's good. I mean, you hope for people to know what's happening tactically so that they don't just, let themselves get pushed around. But it's not to stop you from trying, from at least having a few seconds to sit on the front and slow pace the group, which I'm super surprised.
Y'all are a quarter lap ahead of us right now.
Yeah, I'm so surprised they're letting you do this for this long.
Yeah. And there you go. You're letting Kevin take a pull again.
Yeah, so we actually got a really good rotation going on our lap stuff.
Yeah.
And it was basically right after we made the last turn, kind of before or after the lap line, where we turned into the tailwind again, is right where we would switch. So once we kind of got it working out, it was just an exact lap. He'd pull one lap, I'd pull one lap. We didn't really discuss it or anything. That's just kind of like we started setting that pattern.
You can see I'm just chilling, taking a drink of water
on the front.
On the front.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not gonna let this come back because I'm keeping an eye on you and Kevin. I can see y'all on the far right corner or the far left corner of the screen.
Little dots up there.
You know, I can see y'all working. So, you know, I'm just sitting here chilling. I mean, yeah, I'm pushing 300 watts into the wind, barely doing 20 miles an hour, and I'm trying to rail people because there we go. There goes some kind of attack. I forgot what happened there.
Is that a guy you're laughing?
It's the same. No,
it's
well,
same
yeah,
guy.
it's that junior kid. But here's that guy in green again, going for it. So now we're skipping ahead.
Yeah, between this was a whole lot more of the same.
Yeah, so there's Alex Meow on my screen in the front.
On the Fuji there?
And in the red. He's pretty far up, yeah. So he's got a little gap. So I'm thinking to myself, you know what, he's probably not going to get away, and I'll chase him down during this corner. So I let him think that he's got a gap on us.
And just make him work by himself.
Yeah, so right here, I actually take off. I close down that gap. And then I just coast and sit on his wheel. And he's just working through this corner. And I'm drafting off of him.
Yeah, because he's turning into the worst part of the wind right there.
He doesn't see me. He didn't see me. So he doesn't know that I'm on his wheel right now. As we come around a little bit, he kind of looks back and he sees me and he goes, oh, man. You know?
Do you know if there's someone on your wheel right now? Because, like, you did that jump really fast. And, you know, I don't know if it was slow enough for the person behind you where you could bring the whole pack back to you or something.
They caught me.
Eventually they did.
Yeah. Romain was there. Romain's strong. He's a big dude. He saw me. And he backs it off a little bit. Yeah. Alex knew what I was up to. He knew exactly what I was up to.
But there's not a whole lot else he can do, really. I mean,
no.
You know,
and
work real hard.
Now, right here, they try to shut me out, and I end up just running right through the water. I didn't even care.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm not going to slow down and fall to the back. So I'm kind of boxed in right here. And I think you and Kevin are 2 laps to go right now.
We're getting close, yeah.
This is it. Y'all are 2 laps to go. It's you and Kevin working.
We're at that, yeah.
Yeah, it's 10 miles. You know? So they're talking to each other on my screen. Alex is saying, this guy is not working. He's got a teammate in the break. They're going to do all this and that. And they're ringing the bell, 2 laps to go. So I'm thinking to myself, you know, this might be where I should make my move so it doesn't come down to a pack sprint.
Mm-hmm. For third, yeah.
For third. Because I wanted third. I knew you were going to get first or second. You know, I was hoping you'd get first. So I make my move here. And I say that I'm going to just work by myself and leave everyone behind. So when I jump around them going that fast, it's kind of hard to catch onto my wheel. And I'm holding pretty high speed. You know? You and Kevin are last lap right now.
Yeah, we're last lap. Yeah, because we're starting to stop our general rotation. I'm trying to make them work for the last bit, but
it didn't.
Also, well, with how hard we were working together the whole race, you know, I don't want to like abuse them. It's kind of more of a sportsmanlike thing. It's like, let's just like both work in the wind for the last bit and just make it a kind of a fair fight to the end.
Didn't Kevin say something about? Didn't he say something to you? This is where the real fun begins, or something?
Yeah. Oh, I got real worried because we'd been working. I think we got to like the second to last lap, and it's like now the real fun begins. It's like, oh God, what's he planning?
So Kevin's a strong dude. You can see him just pushing the pedals. I mean, the pedals are submitting to his will.
Yeah. And yeah, we're flying around people who we're lapping. So I think, this must be our last lap, and basically it's going to be a sprint out from the last turn.
Yeah. So y'all are coming to the finish line. I'm on my last lap right now, and I'm trying to make sure that nobody catches me. And I keep looking back every now and then just to see if anyone's close. Nobody's close.
So we just crossed the finish line. That was dumb for me. I don't know.
You should have gone a little.
Yeah, I had extra in the tank, and I just gave up on it. So that was just bad racing. I definitely had it in the tank, and I just didn't move the legs.
Shit, that's okay. So there y'all are catching people at the pack that got blown apart.
This is the headwind. You're all by yourself right now, right?
I'm all by myself in the headwind. So I mean,
But you've got a solid gap on the people next to you.
Yeah, and I'm keeping myself as low as possible to try to stay ahead. Romaine starts bridging up. I look back as I'm going through this corner, and Romaine's getting a little bit closer. So I'm like, I can't let that happen. I got to push a little bit.
Yeah, and this is your last of the line.
And I knew that he wasn't going to catch me before the finish line, so I didn't sprint. Just finish it out. There you go. Pretty strong. There we go.
First, second, third.
Yep. I guess that's it.